Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Morrison, your local Chicagoland real estate attorney, and today I wanted to hop on and talk to you about rehabbing a home. Now, if you're considering buying a home that is a fixer-upper, you really want to make sure that you are extra careful in making a plan before you go through with that sale so that you aren't caught off guard with more fixes and more expenses than you are anticipating after you move in and get started. So the first thing to know is that it's always probably going to be more expensive than you expect. If you're not a professional and you aren't rehabbing houses regularly, it's really hard for you to ballpark what you might find once you start taking things apart. Because the reality is that once you start, tearing stuff down and fixing things, more likely than not, there might be something behind that needs to be fixed as well. This is really, really common for rehabs. If you've seen any of the the TV shows about rehabbing and flipping, you know that they always run into problems. And even though that stuff is, sort of staged for dramatic effect, the point still remains that, until you get in and you start doing that work, it's really hard to tell what really might be the issue. So number one is to plan appropriately for extra expenses. The second is if you do anticipate that you're going to have any contractors doing any of that work, see if you can get them to come in before you actually buy that house and give you a estimate of what they expect the fix will be. And then ask them what, when you do this type of work, what are common things that you discover that aren't, that you don't know right now that might be an add-on to these expenses so that you are aware of, what might happen. Now, they're going to do a better job of ballparking than you about what exactly might go wrong and what those extra expenses are, and hopefully there are less problems there. But if you ask them, what's worst case scenario, at least then you can be prepared for that. And then the third one is to make sure that you really like your home inspector when they come through, and make sure that they, you ask them lots of questions, that you get, as much information as possible from them. If you don't like the person who's your home inspector, spend a couple more bucks and get another home inspector to come through to give you the information that you need. Spending an extra couple $100 now could be saving you a couple, $1,000, $10,000 or more later, especially if they come up with something that you weren't aware of and that you wouldn't want to buy this property if you knew about. You definitely want to know that before you buy the house so that you have time to make the appropriate decisions, and if nothing else, that you can plan for that. So those are 3 tips to consider if you are thinking about buying a home to fix up or flip. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I'm here to help. Thanks.